This morning's Herald reported that 1 in 4 families are struggling to make ends meet. That is worrying. We've got inflation problems. We've got all sorts of problems. We've got Chris Waterman here. I need to find out what he thinks about this.
Max, back again twice in a week for political perspective. I guess, 1 in 4 Kiwis are finding it hard to make ends meet. The cost of living crisis is burning again for this government. And where is the government in action?
Where's our finance minister? Tomorrow, we understand he's shipping out. He's off to watch sport over in some foreign country somewhere.
He's off to Birmingham to watch the Commonwealth Games. That's true, and I think he flies out either next couple of days. Is that a really big issue because he's also the Minister of Sport?
If we got people here on the verge of destitution, they could be struggling to put food on the table. We know those people down South Auckland are just really living day to day. Families crammed into housing, and if they can't pay the rent, if the inflation's taken off, why is he leaving the country? This is almost crisis time.
But would you have an issue with? Is the issue that the Minister of Sport is going to the Commonwealth Games?
The issue is that the minister's taking off just when we announced 1 in 4 families are struggling.
So is it because he's also the finance minister?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if it was someone more useless, I don't know, like someone who doesn't do a lot of work, Willie Jackson. If Willie Jackson was the sports minister,
somebody more useless,
would you have an issue with him going to the Commonwealth Games?
Oh, yeah, I would. I don't think we should be wasting money on it. You can watch it on the TV like the rest of us.
Okay, that's interesting because look, I don't have an issue with the Minister of Sport going to support our great athletes who've gone to the Commonwealth Games.
So let's clear this up. The finance minister is the Minister of Sport as
Correct.
well.
Yep.
Well, this hopeless person should not go away at this critical time. Now, the inflation is growing, and we know that right now, and it's likely to go up some more from my knowledge of legislation and the new bits they're going to be introducing. Why should he go and walk away now and go, everything's fine, when we got families struggling? Now, he's going to travel first class. He'll be taking a whole entourage of people holding hands, having a wonderful time and partying over there while the place burns back here.
But I think the reality is that this government does not believe there is a cost of living crisis. So therefore, the finance minister, Minister of Sport's actions are legitimate, right? And if we want to understand...
Are you serious?
Well, has this government used the words cost of living crisis in their response to whatever economic package?
They're saying.
But they care because they are a government that's about spin and communication. They fundamentally don't believe there is a cost of living crisis. And if you want proof of that, you only need to look at the economic package that they put together in a haphazard way for the budget.
Well, look what they believe in. They got voted on the basis, we care, be kind, and all these things. And they say, we look after the underprivileged. They want to up the wages because those people who are probably going to go without right now are the ones that they care about.
They don't care. They don't care because, 2 years ago in the middle of COVID,
now, I understand what you're saying, Chris, but which there's the devious side of this government, which I agree with you. But on the face value of it, you're saying to me, no, they should go off and have a holiday.
On the face of it, I think that the Minister of Sport should be representing New Zealand at the Commonwealth Games. Yes. I fundamentally believe that.
And
now, the issue here is that person is also the finance minister.
Correct.
Now, I think the politics of this is that the government doesn't believe that Kiwis are doing it tough. And they don't believe that because they chucked us, 25 cents on the excise tax, they subsidised a bit of transport, they gave Kiwis earning less than 70 grand a couple of hundred bucks.
No, I disagree with totally because they've upped all the... What did they give? $75 to every low earner just recently. They've given more to the pensioners. They do think that lower earning people need a helping hand.
And if they truly believe that, those on the poverty line were doing it tough,
the minimum wage
they would not have cut out beneficiaries and people on the pension and people who get the winter energy allowance from the $370 cost of living payment coming in August. If they fundamentally believe that those on the bottom of our society in terms of economics were doing it really hard, they would have targeted that $370 much better. What we must understand is that they don't believe that those on the bottom are doing it.
I don't agree. I think they do agree. They do think, and that's what
Max,
their whole purpose is.
They very clearly don't, because if they did, they would be working a lot harder to make sure that those people were getting ahead.
The principles of our government that are in place now is for the working class and those people on beneficiaries. They want to see them have a better standard of living. Everything they've done in the last 12 months, or 6 years?
No, they haven't.
Why is the minimum wage lifted every 12 months, or even more frequently than
And you know what? It got gobbled up by inflation. In 2020, they underwent a huge quantitative easing program that transferred $1 trillion of wealth to people who own homes.
Would the National Party have lifted it?
They don't care about the people on the bottom of the
Would the National Party have lifted it an inch? Probably not.
What?
The minimum wage.
The National Party had a policy of lifting the minimum wage when
the benefits have gone up hugely under this
And also,
government.
to be fair, the National Party lifted the benefits for the first time in 29 years during John Key's government.
So they're taking money out of our society to lift the benefits, to do this, and you say they don't care.
Look around, Max. And they don't presided. They presided.
And you're happy for him to take off on a holiday, paid by the taxpayer, first class, taking a big entourage. I don't know what's this going to cost.
This government presided over $1 trillion of wealth being transferred to those who owned homes between 2020 and 2022. They do not care about the bottom person. They do not care about the person on the beneficiary.
I know that, but do you think it's right that he takes off? And you do. You've told me it is.
I think that the Minister of Sport should be there. Yeah, it's just unfortunate in this situation that the Minister of Sport is also the Finance Minister.
It's outrageous, Chris.
I don't think it's outrageous.
All right, folks, what do you think? Chris is bloody wrong here, and I need you to come back and support me, because he's wrong.
Look, I also don't think that the Finance Minister
You're not disgusted at all.
Would be doing anything different being here than he's going to be in Birmingham.
Give me some arguments before we close this off, because we're going to leave it to you people. Comment, because I need your support here.
Yeah, Max needs the support.
I can't debate this guy. He's too quick for
because
me.
Max is running out of straw for a strawman. But here's my points. This government doesn't seriously believe there's a cost of
argument yet.
This government doesn't seriously believe there's a cost of living crisis, because if they did, they'd be doing more to help the middle New Zealanders, and they're not. They don't want to admit there's a cost of living crisis because it shows that over the past 5 years, their policy platform has failed on every measure that they think is important.
So we agree on that.
Yes.
What we don't disagree on.
What we disagree on is, well, what do you think the Finance Minister could do better being here, because he hasn't done shit for 5 years to compare to the next couple of weeks in Birmingham.
Well, he did he did find some cash when things were tough during lockdown.
Yeah, $80 billion. And do you know what? The quantitative easing program.
Look, I don't like what he did, but he at least could sit here and try and find a solution. But to go off and spend more money.
But
No, listen, let me finish, for goodness sake. You think it's okay for him to go off, and you're quite happy and you're smiling about it. No, let him go. He can bugger off. I'm happy with that. I do agree with you that he's full of BS, and that he should be here doing his job, not swanning around, living it off the taxpayer.
He's got nothing left in the tank to do, because he's done everything that he's willing to do. So yeah, sure. I mean, no difference to the beneficiary or the person on the minimum wage, whether he is here or over there. That doesn't help them put food on the table. I would love a job working for you. Can I have 12 months holiday? Yeah, go for it. You have a great time. I'll pay. Again, that straw band's getting pretty thin.
No, it's not, because that's what you're saying. Use the taxpayers' money. Have a great time.
What I am saying
the world,
is
live like a multi-millionaire.
The difference
on us
that he can make now compared to what he can do in Birmingham is the same, because he hasn't done anything for 5 years. He hasn't done anything in the last 6 months to truly address the cost of living crisis.
So you tell him to take a holiday. You must be exhausted. You must think he's tired.
What I'm saying is, he is so used to being the finance minister that it doesn't matter if he's here or there. It doesn't make a difference.
And those poor people in South Auckland or wherever they
Absolutely.
are,
it's horrific.
Going about and going to be homeless soon because they can't pay
the rent. But I think we
rent.
both agree that the government isn't addressing that. So who cares if he's here or not?
Well, it does to me.
But you're right, Max. Let's hear what other people want to say and feedback. Tell us if we're wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Tell him he's wrong.
I'm not wrong.
He's wrong. See you later, guys.